So what I'll have is I'll have a bunch of treats here in my hand, and I'm only going to take one at a time. And if your dog hasn't been lured before, then this might be a little challenging for your dog. But basically, you want to go low, and as soon as your dog lies down, then you give him a treat. And then your dog's going to follow that treat. He's going to have to go to his side. See, like this? And now, you want to gradually go a little further and further, and each time your dog goes further, you release that treat. You don't have to say anything, you just have to release it. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. And eventually, you'll want to go even further. And as your dog follows that treat, you will have no choice but to roll over. Good girl. With some dogs, it requires a little bit of momentum, so you might have to do it a little bit faster. So make sure that you give that treat after your dog rolls over. Okay, let's build some momentum. What this means is simply being able to lure your dog fluidly in one motion so that you're not struggling with your dog, rolling over. You can easily do it in 1 second. And this is accomplished by, moving your hand just a little bit faster than usual. So for example, with her, I'll just, yeah, good girl. So I'm always ahead of her head movement. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, good girl. So as you can see, I can do it over and over, and it's really fast. Yeah. Good girl. To incorporate a hand signal, you'll want to lure your dog 2 or 3 times in a row, but then on the 3rd or 4th repetition, you'll want to take that food away so that your dog doesn't know whether you have food or not in your hand. But what's really important is that at the end of your hand signal, right after your dog completes the rollover, you'll want to bring a treat back into that hand. Because otherwise, if you don't, your dog's going to learn that, hey, there's no food in that hand, and he's immediately going to look at your other hand, and that will create a pattern. So you'll want to keep your dog focused on that hand by bringing the food to that hand after the behavior. So let me demonstrate this with my dog. So I'll do 2 food lures and then 1 hand signal. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, good girl. Yeah. As you can see, I didn't have a food in that hand that time. So I'll do it again just to demonstrate that I bring that food back to that hand before I give it to her. See how right now I don't have any food? Yeah. Yeah, good girl. So go ahead and give it a try with your dog. In order to condition a verbal command, you want to make sure that you can easily signal your dog to roll over. Because whenever you condition a command, you have to get that behavior right after you say the command. So, for example, with my dog here, Chase, if I give her a signal, she's immediately going to roll over. Ready? Yeah, good girl. Yeah, good girl. So that's what you want to be able to do with your dog. As for conditioning a command, you want to make sure that you don't give out any subtle body language. So, for example, be aware that you don't nod your head or that you're not kneeling over your dog when you say your command. In fact, I highly recommend that you put your arms to your side or behind your back, say your command, roll over, and then 1 second later, give your signal. So for example, my dog here, Chase, she already knows the command roll over. So I'll have to use a different command. And I think, how about flashlight? I don't think she knows what flashlight means. So I'll do a demonstration of what you should be doing with your own dog. Flashlight. Yeah, good girl. Come on. Flashlight. Yeah, good girl. Come on. Flashlight. Yeah, good girl. As you can see, she's already learning or anticipating that whenever I say flashlight, she's already starting to roll over. And you know, my dogs here, they've mastered the learning game, so it might take a little longer with your dog. But this is eventually what you'll be seeing. As soon as you say your command, your dog is going to start doing the behavior before you have time to do the hand signal. And that's a perfect opportunity to reward your dog for simply obeying your command. And with time, you'll be able to say your command, roll over, and you won't have to give a hand signal. So give it a try with your dog.